Friendships are one of the most important relationships in life. Some friends are meant for life, and some are meant to teach you a lesson. But what if you made the wrong friend? Today, we'll be looking into the story of Taylor Wright, a woman who suddenly went missing after hanging out with her friend. Her girlfriend, Cassandra Waller, reported her missing to the police, which released a full-blown investigation. On September 14, 2017, 33-year-old Taylor went missing. The brunette woman was reported missing by her girlfriend, Cassandra Waller, who filed a report with the Pensacola Police Department. She was reported to have been distraught and extremely concerned for her partner's well-being. Cassandra Waller told the authorities that her girlfriend, who has been living with her, hadn't come home yet. She explained to them that it wasn't normal for Taylor to suddenly come up and go missing and not respond to texts or phone calls. It seemed that Cassandra knew in her gut that something was wrong. According to reports, the day Taylor disappeared, she spent her day with one of her friends, Ashley MacArthur. She was among the last people to see Taylor on that unfateful day. She picked Taylor up from her house at 10 a.m. so that the duo could run a few simple errands together. Apparently, they were meant to go to the bank together for some reason. However, by the end of the day, Taylor went missing and no one knew what happened. Following 10 days after the missing persons report, the police decided to launch an investigation and began interrogating individuals close to Taylor. The first person they interviewed was Cassandra Waller, who voluntarily decided to be interrogated and questioned. Was this because she wanted to throw the police off her scent, or because she was an innocent woman who just wanted to find her girlfriend safe and alive?
This is your personal cell phone, correct? If you're okay with that, just sign right there.
So while the detectives...
As you can see here, the police kept the handcuffs on the table in front of Cassandra in case they needed to arrest her. These actions let us understand that the police were not ruling any possibility out. The conversation began with the introduction of two detectives, and one of the detectives began searching through Cassandra's phone. The detective begins questioning Taylor about what happened. It seems that the entire ordeal had left Cassandra extremely exhausted and traumatized. The last time they spoke to each other ended with saying their goodbyes and I love you. The last update she received from Taylor, that the duo went to visit Ashley's family's farmhouse in Milton. According to Ashley, things weren't going well in paradise. She confessed that Taylor cried and broke down twice that day. The police switched their line of questioning and tried questioning Cassandra about Ashley.
Do you think Ashley would have the capability or the means to harm Taylor?
I don't know that well. I can't answer that. I don't know.
Sit down just a second, okay?
The authorities were trying to understand if Ashley had something to do with Taylor's disappearance.
It seemed like she was getting paranoid. She was talking about how she felt like something just wasn't right with Ashley. She wasn't sure if Ash had her money or not.
Now, this revelation changed everything for the detectives. The trajectory of the case completely changes. If money is involved, then it no longer remains a missing persons case, but a homicide case. The police were expecting to find a body now rather than finding Taylor Wright. According to Cassandra, Taylor had loaned $34,000 to deposit into her bank account since Ashley had a security deposit. So the first action plan was to figure out where the money was. The detectives checked Ashley's bank details and found that there was no security box. And there was a check of $34,000 she had cashed in. And within the next 24 hours, she had emptied the $34,000, transferring it across various bank accounts. The entire amount of $34,000 turned to zero within a day. When the authorities looked into the checks, they found that the signatures of Taylor seemed different across different documents. Officers also found out MacArthur had been cashing forged checks. According to Ashley, the duo visited her parents' farmhouse in Milton. Yet, when they checked her location through cell towers, the authorities found that the two women were nowhere near the vicinity of Milton. They were on the other side of town, in a place called Cantonment. The detectives found out that Ashley's parents are proprietors of another farmhouse which lay on the other side of town, namely called, you guessed it, Cantonment. Equipped with the understanding that Ashley might have had a hand in harming Taylor, the police decided to interview her. As you can see here, Ashley sat in front of the detectives with her legs crossed, somewhat confidently yet in a defensive position. The women had no idea of what was waiting for her and just how prepared the authorities were in front of her. They wanted to question her and understand just what had happened to Taylor. However, more than just interrogating Ashley, The police simultaneously sent a team to search the farmhouse in Cantonment. Since Ashley was unaware of the evidence the police had gathered regarding the case, they wanted to find Taylor's body and perhaps evidence regarding the case.
Do you have any ideas, anyone that we can go talk to?
As you can see, towards the end, we see Ashley squirming around, indicating that perhaps she's ashamed and uncomfortable. Yet now, it was time for police to display the cards they'd been holding.
Don't cross your legs and look at me for a second. Don't let us tell your story. Because this is gonna tell us.
The detective pulls Ashley towards themselves to try and intimidate her. He intended to break down the defensive position. This intimidation is perhaps what caused Ashley to request an attorney.
Tell something that may not be true.
I think at this point I need an attorney because it seems to be that y'all think that I did something to her.
Okay. I respect that. Sit tight and we'll go from there, okay?
As Ashley realizes that the police are slowly onto her, she asks for an attorney. She realized that the police must be suspecting her and the fear of getting caught. So, while the detectives were interviewing Ashley, the search team was still out there scouring the area for any potential leads and hopefully Taylor Wright's body. They were determined to uncover any clues that could shed light on the mysterious disappearance. As luck would have it, during the intensive search, the authorities made a significant discovery. They stumbled upon skeletal remains that turned out to belong to Taylor. Adding to this grim find, they also found a necklace that was confirmed to be Taylor's. Upon closer examination of the skull, a shocking revelation emerged. It became evident that the victim had been fatally shot in the back of the head, as a bullet hole was clearly visible. She was found with a gunshot wound to the head and had been wrapped in a hammock. This distressing detail solidified the tragic nature of Taylor's demise. After 10 long and arduous days of relentless searching and meticulous investigation, the police efforts yielded heartbreaking results: the discovery of Taylor Wright's lifeless body. With all the evidence pointing towards Ashley MacArthur, she was promptly arrested. The overwhelming proof, combined with her involvement in fraudulent activities, left no room for doubt regarding her guilt. The authorities firmly believed that Ashley resorted to killing Taylor because she felt trapped and desperate. Having stolen Taylor's money, and with Taylor becoming aware of the deceit, Ashley knew she could no longer deceive her supposed friend. The pressure seemingly pushed her into a corner, culminating in this tragic and shocking turn of events. It's a tragic turn of events that no one could have possibly imagined to have happened. MacArthur was arrested that night and charged with first-degree premeditated murder. Following her arrest, Ashley had to endure an excruciatingly long wait of approximately 2 years before her trial finally commenced. The wheels of justice turned slowly as the legal system meticulously prepared its case against her. Throughout this prolonged period, Ashley had to face the looming specter of her heinous crimes and the impending judgment that awaited her. Once the trial began, Ashley vehemently maintained her innocence, pleading not guilty to the charges leveled against her. However, the weight of the evidence presented during the trial proved insurmountable. The prosecution meticulously built a case, showcasing Ashley's premeditated intentions in committing the murder. The jury, after carefully considering all the facts and arguments, reached a unanimous verdict of guilty for first-degree premeditated murder.
Ashley MacArthur, guilty of first-degree premeditated murder with a firearm as charged in the indictment.
When it all came together, it was clear beyond a reasonable doubt that
the consequences of this verdict were severe and irreversible. Ashley's hopes for a different outcome were shattered as the judge pronounced the sentence. She was condemned to spend the rest of her life behind bars with no possibility of parole. Ashley's husband was surprised to find out that his wife could do something so horrifying. If you'd like to see how he reacted to this terrifying event, then click this video right here.